Hello beautiful souls, my name is Hayley and this is Divinity Tarot and Tea. I'll be having a cup of tea during this reading as tarot and tea go so well together. So grab a drink of your choice, get comfy and join me as we spill the tea together on your current love situation. So let's get started. So we're going to look at the current energy between you and your person in the last 24 hours, and that's 24 hours from when you find this reading. So that could be at any time. These readings will not resonate with everyone every day, so just take the messages that apply to you and leave the rest for someone else. So I'm going to be using the Energy Oracle cards first of all. And in the first position is your person's current thoughts, feelings and energy on your situation. And we have attachment. I was actually feeling this before I did this reading. Picking up on a masculine who is in a very toxic situation. Traditionally, attachment would be represented by the Devil card in tarot. So that's that codependency relationship, that attachment, toxic relationship. And I'm feeling in this particular circumstance with these masculines that I'm picking up on, they're in a committed relationship that's been going on for a long time, in which, they're very restricted, they're very kept. I feel like their partner keeps them a certain way. Like, not only do they spy on them and watch them very closely, but also they restrict them from what they're allowed to do. And yeah, your person, they live in a fantasy world to escape this. And, I also had a feeling that this person, you may have picked up on the fact that they've lied to you during your time together. And, I don't know how you took that, but just know that they weren't lying to you to hurt you or to manipulate you. They were lying to you because they felt embarrassed about the situation that they're in. I feel like a lot of lies that were told revolved around their lifestyle. Like they made themselves out to be something that they weren't. They, said that they had a great social life or whatever. But it was just fantasy. That was the life that they wanted to have. They didn't want you to know what their life was really like, that they're not really allowed to do anything at all. So I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot here to clarify. And we have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like I said, your person is very kept. And they don't want people to know this about them. And you can see here in this picture, this masculine energy, he's juggling two energies. And it's like, these are his two lives. One is the life that he has with this person, and the other one is the life that he pretends that he has, that he wants to portray to the world. And it's because he's embarrassed. I mean, let's just say it for what it is. It's abuse. You can use words like attachment and codependency. They're clinical words, but at the end of the day, it's very toxic. It's very abusive. We have the Four of Cups. And, that's what you can see here. That's your person feeling absolutely miserable, and that's their keeper. that's the person who is keeping them in this miserable lifestyle of you can't do this and you can't do that. And, you know, they probably have to spend their lives doing things for this person, not doing the things that they actually want to do. I feel like they don't have a lot of say. It's almost like, it's like a masculine Cinderella story. It's like, go to work every day and make money for me, and then on the weekends go and do this extra work thing, and then, you know, do all the chores around the house and entertain my family. And, you know, that's pretty much what his life is. It's all about her. We have the Magician in reverse, and he feels so out of control, like he doesn't have any control over this situation. He feels so restricted, so beaten down, and he feels pathetic, and he knows that it's pathetic. He also knows that, you know, lying to you was also pathetic, and he hates himself for that. And he feels that, you know, if you did find out that he was lying, that you would hate him. And so, yeah, he is actually beating himself up over that as well. We have caring connections. And so we go from this grey, gloomy attachment energy that he's in. And this is where he is in his head with you. This bright, radiant, yellow energy. That's where he wants to be. That's the fantasy. And the lies that he was telling, they were just him portraying that fantasy. This fantasy where he has the life that he wants to have. He's the person that he wants to be. And he's with you. We have the Moon in reverse. I feel like he has a lot of dreams about this. Not just daydreams, but dreams at night as well. And it's been going on for a long time. And it's like he's very magnetized, drawn towards you, and he can't stop thinking about you, and he thinks it's just because, you know, you are this life that he would like to have, and it's all just a fantasy, but really he's being magnetized towards you because he was meant to meet you. You were put on his path for a reason. This was meant to be revealed to him at this time. This was meant to be illuminated to him at this time. You were meant to come onto his path to show him that, you know, there is a better life if he just stands up for himself. If he stands up to this energy that's been holding him down. And, you know, his life is actually a metaphor for the bigger picture of the masculine. The collective masculine. The collective masculine has been kept down, has been stymied, stifled by this energy of what society expects them to be, of the obligations that society has put on their shoulders, and it has stifled them from their creativity, from their passion, from their heart's desires, from their true soul's purpose. So it's like your masculine's micro world of being with this abusive partner is just a reflection of the masculine as a whole, the collective masculine of how society has kept them, has restricted them. Six of Cups. And yeah, when he sees you, or when he daydreams about you, you take him away from that. It's like you're this peaceful, calm energy, and you take him out of that horrible, dark, grey place. But the problem is that it has become deeply entrenched as a fantasy. It's like he doesn't feel that he can actually move forward to do anything, and that's because he has been beaten down so much. It's like, well, you know, I made a commitment, I made my bed, and so I have to lie in it now. And it's, you know, he hasn't even really thought about it. It's just, you know, this is what it is. And yeah, you're just the fantasy. But he doesn't realise that you've been placed on his path to actually make him realise that this is not a good situation, that he has to leave it. And we have the High Priest. And in this particular deck, the High Priest is the Hierophant. And it's those traditional values, those societal expectations that have been placed on the collective masculine. You know, you must act a certain way, you must be a certain way, you must take the responsibility of the society on your shoulders, you must follow your mind, not your heart, you must have all these responsibilities. You know, you must be the brave, strong one. Whereas, you know, the feminine is allowed to be the creative, passionate, emotional one. The masculine can be creative, passionate, and emotional. It's just that society hasn't really allowed them to be, and it's stifled them. So we're going to take a look at your current energy as it stands before we look at the mutual energy and what may happen with this person here. So we have Angel of Balance. And I'm seeing a lot of blue in this card here, and blue represents the throat chakra. The throat chakra representing communication. And I feel like that's you longing for some kind of communication from your masculine. Like, I feel like you are very intuitive. Like you've known all along, right from the start, that there is something here, that it's not just a simple relationship, that this is a soul connection. But you're starting to wonder, is this all in my head? Because you've never actually had anything real, solid on the 3D to actually confirm this for you. And so, you know, you're actually wanting, needing, willing your masculine to step forward with something, anything, you know. Just give me something real. So we'll take a closer look at that here. And we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So is it over? Whoop, I don't know what happened there. I think the dog might have knocked it. So is it over, or, you know, am I just kidding myself? Is this all in my head? Is it an illusion? You know, the Ten of Swords can represent the illusion. But it can also represent looking between the lines, reading what is between the lines. And that's what you've been doing all along. You've been reading that energy that's been in between the lines. And, you know, like I said before, your masculine worries. He knows he's lied to you about certain things, about, you know, having a social life or whatever. This mask that he's worn for you because he was embarrassed about his situation. And, you know, he's come into this understanding that you've probably picked up on that. He knows that you're intuitive. And now he's embarrassed about that too. He's kicking himself about that. It's like, why did I lie to the divine feminine? And he's worried about what you think of him. But the thing is, you have been reading that energy that's been between the lines this whole time. And I feel like it's almost like it doesn't matter that you lied to me because I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was just reading your energy. I wasn't even listening to your words. That's how intuitive you have been this whole time. We have the Eight of Swords. But you are feeling very restricted. This restrictive energy that your masculine is in has overflowed onto you as well. You're also feeling restricted. It's like, because you know that he's in a situation and that he's not saying the words, it's making you feel like you can't say anything either. It's making you feel like you have to stay away. You're feeling restricted. You can't express your true feelings either. We have Justice. And that's just that. The justice, the truth that you're wanting to be revealed via that communication. You're needing the truth to be expressed. You're needing your masculine to step forward and tell you something real. You know, yes, you are intuitive. Yes, you can read between the lines. But it's like, I've been doing that this whole time. I've been reading your energy this whole time without anything real. I just need something solid. I just need something real from you so that I know that I'm not completely crazy. So in the position next to that is any messages to you from Spirit, and we have Anxiety. And that's that anxious energy that you sometimes find yourself in of, you know, is this real? Is it all in my head? Is it over? You know, will he ever do anything about it or just stay in his head? We have the Page of Swords in the reverse position. Will you ever see any truth? That's the other thing. Like, will the truth come out? And so that's bringing you anxiety at the moment too. We have the Tower in the reverse position. Yeah, it's that anxiety of, should I stay or should I go? You know, if he's not going to step up, if he's not going to make that decision, if he's not going to come forward and give you anything solid, am I wasting my time here? Should I build back somewhere else? You know, should I put my energy into something else? Ten of Wands. Yeah, it can feel like a real struggle. It feels like you're carrying the weight of this entire thing all by yourself. You know, the entirety of this, the emotions of this whole thing have been really heavy on you, and it feels like a burden. And that's just Spirit wanting to acknowledge that you have felt that way, that this has been difficult for you. So we're going to take a look at the mutual energy here between you both. And we have Rest and Rejuvenation. So I'm feeling like you're in this separation of sorts. There's very little communication, if any at all. And, you know, this is your masculine plunging into this fantasy in his head, but not actually taking the steps that need to be taken. Meanwhile, you're over here, you know, starting to get anxious about the whole thing. Is this real, or is this just fantasy? To take the words from Queen. And we have the Six of Wands in the reverse position here. And that's your energy of needing recognition, needing some kind of validation about this. And Spirit is trying to say that you don't actually need validation. You don't need the words to be said because you already know. And this is like a test for you. A really frustrating test, but it's still a test from Spirit. Can you trust your own intuition on this? We have the Five of Pentacles. And that's more of the energy of, you know, that separation, staying out in the cold, being kept out in the cold, being distanced. And it really is a test. This is a test for you of your endurance of, can you trust your intuition? Can you go the distance? Or will you decide that this is just too much and move on? We have the Star in the reverse position. And that is Spirit reminding you that whatever is meant to be for you will come, you know. So with the Rest and Rejuvenation card, it's like, let it go. Let this go, give to God, and whatever is meant to be for you will come. You know, you don't have to be in that anxious, crazy energy. I just want to pull out a couple more cards to see if your masculine is going to do anything, or if he's just going to stay in this fantasy realm, because I feel like this has been going on for a while. What are his steps going forward, Spirit? Can we get anything out around that? We have the Lovers in the reverse position. So I feel like this separation is going to continue for a while. We have the Five of Cups. But eventually there will come a breaking point. So all these emotions, all of this fantasy, all of this daydreaming, it's all, you know, boiling up inside of your masculine. And at some point, there's going to be a breaking point where I can't take this anymore. You know, I can't take just sitting here fantasizing about it anymore while I live in this abusive life, this restricted life, fantasizing about what I want. The Three of Swords. Yeah, and that's going to plunge him into that Three of Swords energy, that longing for you, longing for more, longing for his soul's purpose. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and that will push him into actually doing the work that is required. So that won't be straight away. It will be sometime in the future. This is an endurance test for you. That is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So I'm going to get a song card here. And we have You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Ultimately, the choice here is yours, and the choice is also his. You both have free will. You know, Spirit says you can go your own way if that's what you're wanting. If this is too much for you, you can choose to go your own way. You know, and Spirit is also saying that your masculine doesn't have to stay restricted. He doesn't have to stay in that horrible environment. He can actually live that life that he pretends to have. You know, you can both go your own way at any point. So I'm going to finish up with a tea leaf reading here. We'll look into the cup. And I'm seeing a pretty tall tower here, which looks pretty unstable. Yeah, at some point this is going to give. At some point the energy is just going to build and build and build. All that daydreaming, all that fantasy is just building. It's like bubbling away and pressurizing inside of him. And there's going to be a breaking point at some point, which will push him into doing what he needs to do. I'm also seeing like a witch's hat, like a one of those orange cones you see around roadworks. And it's like some kind of caution here to stay away. Like, don't try and meddle. Don't try and, you know, push things. Don't try and control it. Just let your masculine do what needs to be done himself. Don't try to meddle in it. I'm seeing what looks like a goose as well down here. And I don't know why specifically I thought goose and not duck or swan or anything like that, but when I think of goose, I think of the goose that lays the golden egg. And that's what your masculine is being treated like by their partner. They are the goose that laid the golden egg. They just keep giving and giving and giving. Like, I feel like they're a hard-working type masculine who can put in a lot of effort and make money for them and, you know, do things around the house for them. And I'm also seeing, it's funny because I'm seeing like a second goose, but this goose looks like it's wrung out. And it's like, I'm also hearing your goose is cooked. It's and that could be a message for your masculine's partner there. Your goose is cooked. You know, there's going to be an end to this at some point. So I hope you got something out of that reading, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear where you are from and what your situation is. And I send you all so much love and joy on your path. Take care now. Bye.